This has been a long and very painful day, and a lot of the stories that we've heard have been very difficult to listen to. But I think we have to end this session, or these sessions today, on a note of celebration. And that celebration is that the truth, and the straightforward, honest telling of the truth, is the only road to freedom that we have. And that's what we've done here today. There's a great song sung by the Neville Brothers. We have to build unity. And at the time we build unity, we have to express diversity. And that's what we've done here today. We built our power through expressing our diversity and yet our common interests and our common fight. We have to end the artificial divisions that have been used to manipulate us for decades. We must not allow the criminalization of the working people and the poor people of this country. And we must begin that fight, or continue that fight, through fighting for the interests of the immigrant workers who are most attacked and the unemployed who are most attacked in our country at the present time. And we've got to end this disastrous war. The only war we should have ever been a part of was the war on poverty. And we should never have been a part of the war on the poor. Second, we've got to act in politics with complete and total independence. We must not politically work for those who are setting out to manipulate us and ultimately to destroy us. There's not a major political party of either stripe, Republican or Democrat, that represents the interests of the testimonies that were made here today, and it's time to figure that out. We've got to build a new party, and we've got to build it out of the ashes of the old party. And frankly, we ought to burn both of those parties down to create those ashes and build the kind of political movement we need. And third, and this is not a proposal, this is not a suggestion, this is not an idea, this is a demand. We've got to redistribute the wealth of this society. There's a great story about the Native American chief and general and warrior, Sitting Bull. And at the end of his life, Sitting Bull was brought to Washington, D.C. to meet the President of the United States and to tour the Capitol. And he was shown all of the advances of so-called Western civilization, all of the inventions of the white man's society. But he also toured the whole city, and he saw the poverty. He saw the destitution. He saw the homelessness that existed at that time in his life in Washington, D.C., and exists today in the nation's capital. And so at the end of his tour, a reporter asked Sitting Bull, "So what do you think about all of this, Chief? What do you think about Washington, D.C.?" And I believe this is the correct quote. The chief said, "The white man knows a lot about producing things, but he doesn't know a damn thing about distributing them." And that was the most important insight that we could possibly have. We've got to end the arrogance of the wealthy in this country. Why should we celebrate that Warren Buffett gives $38 billion to Bill Gates? That's the richest man in the world giving our money to the second richest man in the world. That's nonsense. That's not what we've got to do. One speaker, I think, said it all here today. Homeland security begins at home, begins at this home, begins in this country, and the end of the oppression of the rest of the countries of the earth with our wealth and our power. So it's time to build our unity through diversity, create an independent political party based on an independent political movement that acts in our interest, and it's time to take the wealth in this country and give it back, take it back to the people who created it. Thank you very much.